WFAN.
Well, it is a very good evening to you, and how you be in 6:30 and 15 seconds to go right along with it on a Monday evening on your fan. New York City. Steve Summers here, you there. Casey Keefe. Choreographer Peter Hoffman. There on the other side of the glass, and 1-877-337-6666. That'll be the number for a Monday schmooze right up until the Nets with the basketball at 7:45. Right here on your fan, New York City.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce first to my left in the red corner.
He's a player on our team, and he made some mistakes today. I'm hoping he'll recognize that and get over it.
See how it got going.
Odell Beckham Jr., who dropped it at the 10-yard line. He beat Josh Norman on what would have been a 52-yard touchdown pass.
He did lose his composure.
You just don't know what all has happened on each of these plays.
Oh, boy. Odell Beckham Jr. is going to get flagged.
Anybody who has a passion for football is going to go as hard as they can.
Odell Beckham came back in and took a shot.
We had made great progress along those lines. Today was a step backwards.
Beckham with a first down catch, and he is thrown to the ground by Norman. And there they go again, and there is a flag.
He's out of control, Carl.
Sit him down. Like I said, this is a tough game. This is a tough game.
After play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense number 13.
He's got to learn at some point how to deal with some things on the field.
There's Beckham again. What is going on?
That's what we've been dealing with all season.
Get him out of the game. I'm telling you now, just get him out of the game.
He came in late.
Coach Coughlin, just sit him.
Oh, I'm not willing to deal with the penalties. I'm not willing to deal with anything.
And here is another example of a me player. How about Robert Ayers for celebrating a sack when the Giants were down 21? All right, Beckham had the drop. So obviously he was very mad at himself, and Norman was certainly not going to let him forget about it. Here is what we think Josh Norman was saying to get under the skin, going below the hairline. We know your grandparents were bicentennial. Your mother is bi-coastal. We know you travel in a biplane. We know you were the choreographer for all the dancing scenes in Black Swan with Natalie Portman. And, of course, the final straw, Norman saying to Beckham, you don't clean your plate and you don't say your prayers before bedtime, which would incite and infuriate anyone. Josh Norman won the battle. Carolina won the war. Tom Coughlin. He left him in the game, and we all know about Tom, General Patton, the sergeant in full metal jacket, the uber disciplinarian. So why did he leave Beckham in the game? Because he wasn't Cunningham or Nix. Because old blood and guts knew that with his job, his truckus, his season, and the game on the line, he had to leave him in for any chance to win. And it says here, Coughlin did the right thing. And if you say double standard at play, you win a parting gift. What was surprising, not Coughlin leaving him in, but the officials not throwing him out. And should Odell Beckham be suspended? Well, of course. And he is for a game. A game, by the way, the Giants with Minnesota in Minnesota need to win. It all began with face-to-face and escalated to slap, to push, to punch, to pow, and bam, escalating to a human missile crisis. And that's where Beckham became the IFO, the Identified Flying Object. So now what comes first with him? Beckham makes the Pro Football Hall of Fame, or the MMA Hall of Fame, or the WWE Hall of Fame? So you had a choice on Sunday. Watch the New York Football Giants and the Carolina Panthers, or Josh Norman and Odell Beckham Jr., or both. 2 main events in one Sunday afternoon. Thanks to Odell Beckham and Josh the Button Pusher. We're not talking of the drops by the New York Football Giants, the penalties, the fumble, the short yardage, the 4th and 1 at, where was it, the 40, 43, 44-yard line with the punt. And 5 drives at least by the New York Football Giants, all taking less than a minute, making you think the idea was to get the offense off the field so the defense could win the game. And, of course, the defense was on the field long enough for everybody to see all those missed tackles. But then what we were about to see was jaw-dropping, spellbinding, outright surreal. And if you left early, shame, shame, shame on you. The sleeping New York Football Giants began to rise from the ashes they were making of themselves. And here it is, the comeback, the block with the field goal, the Eli pick, the Panther fumble. The Giants score on 3rd down. JPP bats down a pass with the club. It's 3 and out. It's Eli with the fumble that wasn't. It's Beckham on 4th down for the tie after making everybody fit to be tied all game long. 28 straight points. The GOATs that were about to become the heroes to be, and then wake up to reality and smell the defense again, allowing somebody, anybody, everybody to march like a marching band. It's sort of like, come on down the field and win it. And win it they did, Carolina. And yes, the furious comeback. But coming back against Carolina and coming back from your own mistakes for most of the game, too much to overcome. And General Old Blood and Guts, this grizzled old warrior, lost a battle, he lost the war, and will probably lose his troops in a couple of weeks. And if Tom goes, Jerry Reese, Siamese twins, these two. Jerry Reese not giving Tom an awful lot to work with, a little bit thin on the roster, as they say. So if Tom goes, Jerry's got to go as well.